Angels cry. All creation stood up one more time, and the angel cried. Forever. You're lifted. You're lifted. Your name is the highest. Your name is great. Your name is above all throne and dominion, all power, position, your name, your throne is above you, all thrones, all position, your name is above. Let's worship Him this morning. Father, your name stands above all else this morning. There is no one to be compared to you. You have no match. You have no rival, no equal. None to be compared like every other God or idol. You are the true and living God. You're the one on whom when we call, you hear. Not only do you hear, you answer prayer. There are gods that have ear but cannot hear, eyes but cannot see, mouth and cannot speak. But oh, this morning, we bask in the fact that you are here and answer prayer. You are a God that is touched with the feelings of man's infirmities. You are a God that healeth. You are a God that brings comfort. Oh my God, you can do so many wondrous works. You fight our battles for us. All we need to do is to stand, see the glory of my God. This morning as we come in your house, we want to say, God, we thank you. We appreciate you. We just want to pick you up, God, because surely there is none like you. We thank you that we don't even have to spend money when we want to see you. When we have need of you, we don't have to set an appointment. At any time, my God, we can call upon you and you're always available. This morning, my God, thank you, mighty God. We worship you this morning. We bless your name, great King of Kings, Lord of Lords, we adore you this morning. Be thou exalted, my God. Be lifted up on our praises this morning. May you arise and let our enemies be scattered this morning. May you take your rightful place in Zion this morning, as the glory belongs only to you. This is your house, so come and dwell. May you enter each of us individual's temple, because you said our bodies are the temple of the living God. We pray this morning, God, that you will enter us. Enter our chambers. Be free, Holy Spirit. Speak to us, gentle. We close the door. God, as we enter into our closets this morning, be free, Holy Spirit, to move upon us, to move inside of us. Oh, touch our hearts this morning. Mighty God, lift us up out of our doldrum. For those of us who are feeling down this morning, oh God, may you touch somebody and revive them in the name of Jesus. Lord, I pray that you will give beauty for ashes this morning. We ask that you will give an exchange strength for fear, gladness for mourning this morning. God, and may you give us peace for despair. Cause us to worship you, the true and living God. Your name, mighty God, is the highest. Your name is the greatest. Your name stands above all else. All thrones and dominions, all power and position. Your name stands above them all. And we give you worship. Oh, can we worship the King of Kings this morning? Can Christian Outreach Missionary Evangelism lift up their voices unto God this morning? Can we shout with the voice of triumph? Somebody give him praise in the sanctuary. Great is our God this morning. Greatly to be praised. And we magnify his awesome name this morning. Lord, we love you, we love you, we love you this morning, Jesus. We magnify your name this morning. Walk among us this morning, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, worship you. Oh, worship you this morning. Jesus. Oh, your praise. We worship. Holy, God. Blessed be God in three persons. Our Son, Holy Ghost. Blessed sweet holy Lord God. God in three persons. God in three persons. Holy, you are King of Kings. You are holy. You are King of Kings, Lord of Lords. I worship you. So that one more time. Holy, holy, thou art King of Kings, Lord of Lords. You are holy. Yes, you are holy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. One more time, King of Kings. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. Almighty God, there is none. I worship you, Prince of Peace. I give you praise. I give you praise. For you are my God. I worship you. I worship you. Mighty God. There is none like you. There is none. There is none. There is none.
Father, truly there is none like you. There are many who aspire to take your place, but we know that the throne belongs to our King of Kings, your Lord of Lords. As many kings and lords there are, but there is none to compare. You have outdone them all. God, you are undefeated, undisputed, the champion of all time, he who has conquered death and the grave, and now sit at the right hand of God, making intercession for us, your people. You are King of kings, Lord of lords, and we worship you. We praise you. We lift up your name. There is no name like your name. At your name, every knee must bow. Every tongue must confess. Father God, this morning, it is on that name that we call. Jesus. Jesus. Yes. What can we render to you for all your benefits? What can we give in exchange for all that you have done to us? Oh Lord, the writer said, I must take up the cup of salvation. But God, we must walk with you daily. We give our heart in exchange for all that you have done. Lord, you see our hearts more than anyone else does. Even as we are here today, you know that some of us, our minds are sometimes otherwise occupied, but we pray this morning, Jesus, that our focus will be turned to you. If we would just reminisce on your goodness this all that you have done for us, my God, and give you worship. Oh, we give you praise. We give you praise this morning, Jesus, for life. We give you praise this morning for health. We give you praise this morning for strength. We give you praise, my God, that we are able to reason with you. Give you praise, my God, for safe journey to your house. We thank you for today's provision. You promise that you will supply our daily bread, and we thank you that you have provided for us today. You promise that you supply all our needs according to your riches in glory by Christ Jesus. And we thank you, God, that you have indeed supplied our needs. We thank you that we are able to breathe on our own this morning. We thank you that we are not assisted by any form of machinery, but oh God, we can take one breath after the other because you have allowed us to. As we take each breath today, God, in awe of you, we give you worship. We say thank you, Jesus. Thank you today, God. In awe of you, we give you worship. We say thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father, for your goodness, your undeserved mercy and grace. Oh, we say thank you this morning. We come into your house with a heart of gratitude this morning. We thank you for all that you have done for us. trust, God, that you have done great and mighty things. Lord God, sometimes we focus so much on what we don't have, and we forget to give you thanks for that which you have blessed us with. We thank you this morning that we are clothed in our right mind. Physically, we are clothed, my God. We are coming from a home. We slept in a comfortable bed. Oh, and we thank you this morning because there are those who are not as fortunate. And even if some of us didn't this morning, you still are a good God. You still are a gracious God. And we come today, God, to show our gratitude unto you. Thank you, Father. May you bless us today. Bless this service. Bless this time of praise. Honor this moment of worship. God, as we come into your house, may our coming not be in vain. Touch our hearts, my God. Place us in the right frame of mind. Give us the right attitude. God, may our attitude to your word today be one that is receptive. May we be open-minded to receive of you whatever your word is. Whether it's a word of rebuke, a word of correction, a word of admonition, an encouraging word, affirmation. Lord, help us to receive at your hand this morning the very scripture that will be read. Lord, may it minister to somebody's heart this morning. Remember Judah this morning, Father. You see everything that is happening. You see our tiredness, but we know this morning you are the life-giving God. We pray, God, that you will touch dead things this morning and cause it to come to life. God, your word said your strength and our strength is made perfect in our time of weakness. May your strength be magnified this morning. May your glory be seen in the house this morning. May we come to recognize that it is not by might nor by power, but it is by your Spirit, Holy Spirit. Holy Ghost of God, may you move upon every heart this morning. Touch every voice this morning. May we minister from our spirits, from the deepest recesses of our soul this morning, with bowels of compassion. My God, may you give unto us living water this morning that will be in us a well springing up into everlasting life. That even as we open our mouth to sing this morning, may worship and praise flow out like a stream. The stream, oh God, that you promise, that runs through Zion, that makes glad the city of God. We pray that, God, you will set forth a spring in our desert places this morning. Cause us to experience an oasis. Remember your servant that stands to bring forth your word. God, may you rest your holy hand upon such a one. May you anoint him from the crown of his head to the very sole of his feet. May your word come with power this morning. Come with clarity this morning. Come with conviction this morning. May it move men to bow to their knees in repentance this morning. May men be drawn to you in the name of Jesus. And may you be lifted up. Ah, God, and may the train fill the temple this morning as we seek to offer you praise, glory, and honor. Give us the right words of our mouth this morning, and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable unto you, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. Father, we praise you. Oh, can we just lift up our mouth? We lift up an offering of thanksgiving this morning. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We continue to worship him in spirit and in truth. Let's push beyond how we feel this morning and tap into the realm of the spirit, because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Whatever we are facing this morning, there is a greater power that is at work in us this morning. How many of us believe that this morning? We praise you this morning. We praise you this morning. touch dead
We
things
continue
this
to
morning
worship God
and cause it to come
as our
to
morning's
life.
officiator, Deacon
God,
Jonathan, comes to continue the service.
and your word
Thank
says
you,
Continue to
your
worship the
strength-
Lord.
your
Thank you.
strength is made
Continue to
perfect
worship the Lord.
in our
Praise the
time
Lord.
of weakness. May
Bless
your
the name of
strength be
Jesus.
magnified
Hallelujah.
this
The
morning.
Lord.
Indeed,
Praise
He is a
May your
wonderful
glory
God
be
this morning.
the house
And we
this
lift up
morning.
His name on high this
May we
morning.
come to
Continue to worship the
recognize
Lord.
it is not by might
Continue
nor
to
by
worship the
power,
Lord.
but it is by your
Hallelujah.
Spirit,
Blessed be the
Holy
name of
Spirit.
Jesus.
Holy
Praise God. We
Ghost
just
of
give God
God, may
thanks
you
this
move
morning
upon every
that, you
heart
know, He
this morning.
He has afforded us
morning.
the privilege
May
to be
we
back in His
minister from
presence
our
this morning.
spirits,
And we
from the
come this
deepest
morning with
recesses of
no
our soul
uncertainty
this
thought but to
morning,
just lift up the name of
bowels
Jesus.
of
We come to
compassion.
adore His name this
My
morning.
God, may you give unto
Need
us
to see
living
Him
water
high and
this
lifted up
morning,
this morning.
that
Hallelujah.
when we Jesus.
Continue to worship the Lord.
Lord,
Hallelujah.
amen.
Continue to lift up the name of Jesus this morning. Hallelujah. Blessed be the name of Jesus.
Bless the Lord.
He's worthy. He's worthy. Hallelujah.
Oh God,
We
that you promise.
Bless the Lord. You can just be seated a minute. Hallelujah. Praise God. We just, you know, when we look on the many things that Christ has done for us, there's so much to give Him thanks for. And this morning, as we are in His presence, you know, we just want to evaluate ourselves. We just want to, you know, examine ourselves to see exactly, you know, if the Lord should put in His appearance. By any means, a chance we are indeed ready to go with Him this. Oh, many things have been happening. Or I was sharing, you know, you know, that from about 2 weeks,
come with conviction this morning. May it move men to bow to their knees in repentance this morning.
was saying that,
May
you know,
men be drawn to you in the name
he's
of
really on a
Jesus.
rampage.
And may you
And,
be
you
lifted
know, what
up.
happened is that, you know,
God,
normally
and
we'd
may
be
the train fill the
hearing the
temple this
statistics,
morning.
you know,
As we
gun
seek to
violence.
offer you praise,
But, you know,
glory,
what
and
happened is
honor.
that the other day I was
Words of
looking
our
and seeing
mouth
the
this morning.
security forces,
And the
the army and
meditation of our
the
hearts.
police force, you know, they are doing a massive recruitment. Like, you know, the enemy, that, you know, there's violence